Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. If you ever thought that XRP was just a banker's coin, please hang in there with me just for 2 minutes. This is a serious article, and I think it's very important to understand that that is just not the way it is. So the title of this particular story that was published today, "The Migrant Sends Home Money and the Money Transfer Industry Steals It." So of the money that the migrants wish to send to their families, 30 billion is taken each year by the money transfer industry. This is a picture of a refugee camp in Jordan. It is a population of Syrians that is about 60,000 people, and they've been there since 2012. There is a little city there, and in this captured market, if you will, because they don't have any option, there are some money services, and they are using Western Union. So if you can imagine how these people who are just barely surviving, and maybe some of them are lucky enough to have a family or relative living in a nearby Gulf state to send them money to help supplement their survival. Can you imagine the amount of money that's being taken from them? And in addition to these displaced workers in Jordan, you also have a total of, 68 million people in all that are displaced. These people live outside their home countries. It is like the same population of the UK and France put together. And that isn't even talking about the 258 million people who've left their home country and are working very hard in jobs all over the globe to send money back to their home country. Now, that 258 million, if it were a country, it would be the 5th largest country in the world, somewhere between Indonesia and Brazil in size. These people are getting fleeced. The two money transfer companies cited in this article are Western Union and MoneyGram, and the fees charged by these entities are usurious. If that is a new word for you, let me give you 4 synonyms that might help you understand the meaning: extortionist, mean, grabby, stingy. So Western Union is a money transfer firm that is worth 5.5 billion. It sends 31 transactions a second. This US firm dominates the money transfer business. And at this time, the fees can amount to somewhere between 7 and 10% of what the migrant wishes to send. In fact, the World Bank found that the fee to transfer money to the countries of Africa amount to 9.4%. So of the money that the migrants wish to send the families, 30 billion is taken each year by the money transfer industry. The total annual budget for the UN Refugee Agency is only 8 billion. It gives you kind of an idea of comparison for the scope. I think that it goes way beyond just being efficient and saving time and money for these transfer companies. It is a moral decision, and that's really how I feel. So should they use the technology by Ripple and XRP? I think we shouldn't be fleecing these very vulnerable people in our world. Okay, on a happier note, the Siam Commercial Bank is about to develop an Asian payment hub. And another shout out to Mr. Kitao at SBI. In July of 2017, the Siam Bank and the SBI Remit did a test, and boy, the Siam Commercial Bank found that this technology and money savings is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. So the bank is going to set up another series of corridors within Southeast Asia to create a hub using the Ripple technology. So this is a great story. And another very interesting story, this just came out today. It was written by Masudo Yasuo. He is the senior strategist at the Department of Economics at Tokyo University. Tokyo University is like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford all wrapped up into one. And in addition to his experience of being a professor, he also worked as at the Department of International Monetary Affairs with Mitsubishi Bank, and also for a short time with Deutsche Bank. So this article, again, another big shout out to Mr. Kitao of SBI, because on October 30th, he talked about how R3 and XRP could work together and bring great value to not only the banking industry, but as cited in this article, to trade finance. That is a $9 trillion market. And let me kind of explain to you where that money lies. It is in shipping, customs, and insurance. And it's all wrapped up in the bill of ladings. So if you're an import-export business and you have a bill of lading, before those goods are released, it very often has to be paid for. So it's just not the efficiencies, but it's the cost savings and the time as well. An interesting curiosity on this next story and the timing. This came out today, November 8th. HSBC India completes its first blockchain-enabled trade finance deal. So wouldn't you know it, the HSBC India and Dutch multinational bank ING Group have successfully performed India's first blockchain-powered trade finance transaction. And that trade has proven that blockchain-based transactions can bring much needed efficiency to this financial sector. So it goes way beyond banks, everyone. The financing deal in this was relied on R3's blockchain Corda. And as you can see here, it was all because of a bill of lading platform. So I think the timing on this article and the article we just looked at in regards to how XRP and R3 can work together is pretty amazing and exciting for the future. Okay, one more story from today. Starbucks partners with Uber Eats in Japan. And this is kind of fun because Uber Eats now will deliver coffee. And Starbucks is really explosively growing in Japan. They plan to open 100 new outlets every year to take the store count to 1,700 by the end of 2021. And in this case, they're going to use the Line messaging app technology to do the digital payments. Line is the #1 messaging app in Japan. And I got to thinking, so we all want to buy a cup of coffee with a digital currency, right? You can go to eGifter and you can buy an Uber Eats gift card with Bitcoin. And I also found that you can buy those gift cards with BCH, Litecoin, and Ethereum. But hey, when XRP? So I tweeted them today, dear eGifter, I see today Starbucks has announced a partnership with Uber Eats in Japan, and I can buy Uber Eats gift card with these. But when XRP? So I have to tell you, they haven't responded yet. But if they do, I'll let you know. Okay, we're moving right into the fluff. This is a story about Japan, and it's kind of fun. So what is this building, which is the MIT Media Labs building? It's beautiful, isn't it? This amazing building, the Aga Khan Museum in Toronto, another amazing building. And this landmark building in Tokyo, in the Omotesando area, which is called the Spiral Building, what do they have in common? Well, they were all designed by this gentleman here, Fumihiko Maki. He is an architect. He's still working. He just finished a building in China. He's has amazing buildings under his belt. This is not a story, though, about Mr. Maki. No, it's a story about tea, because if you go to this building when you come to Tokyo, on the 5th floor, you can visit an amazing, very special tea house. And by the way, Mr. Maki's still working. He's 90 years old, and he's still designing buildings. Okay, so when you come, don't forget, go to the 5th floor and experience either one green tea or have a course. So this is the Sakurai Tea House. And the tea master, who studied for 15 years, approaches tea very much holistically. So he believes that it has medical benefits. And that's actually been proven with lots of teas. But he takes it very serious. And when he does, he has created this spot. Here he is right here. He has created this location that is really peaceful and relaxing. If you order the course, you can see that it has 6 teas. So he'll show you the tea first, and you can smell them. And then you can sit there for 90 minutes and experience 6 different flavors. So he will prepare that tea for you, and it's all at a counter layout. So here he is. He's a real tea master. So here's the first of the 6 courses. Looks like this. This is a piece of wagashi, which is traditional sweet served with tea in Japan. This is the second one. You got azuzuki bean, which is a red bean, very sweet, perfect combination with green tea. This is number 3. You can see here, this is, I think, a manju, which is a rice cake with a chestnut on the inside. This is the 4th. I can't tell what this is. Sorry, maybe a fish cake. I really can't tell. This is the 5th. And this is the 6th and final serving. Here you have my favorite, which is matcha tea. You can even order a beer and matcha tea together. Try it. It's very good. Okay, everybody. That's all I have for you today. Please take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.